Hi there BookTube, it's Eleanor here, and today I'm going to be talking about my TBR for the Contemporary-A-Thon. I really enjoyed doing the Contemporary-A-Thon last year and it's coming on again, so I can't wait. This is a readathon hosted by Chelsea at Chelsea Dolling Reads and also Julie from Pages and Pens, and they're being joined this time by Natasha from My Reading is Odd, and I'm really excited about the choices and just to get stuck in. It's a readathon that I've really enjoyed. Now, they say in their video that they class a contemporary book as anything that is set in the real world without those fantastical or science fiction elements. It can be an adult read, a YA read, it can be a romance, it can be a thriller, it can be a literary fiction book. It's just got to be a contemporary read. And so I'm going to take you through here what I will be doing to cover all of the challenges for the readathon. The readathon is going to be running February 12th to February 18th, so it will go over Valentine's Day, and the last weekend in there I'm actually on a trip with the lovely Janet from Swirly Girly Reads in Bath, so we will be taking our Contemporary-A-Thon books with us and binge reading, and I can't wait. Anyway, let's get into the challenges. Challenge 1. This is to read the most recent contemporary book you purchased, and that would have been just after Christmas when I had some gift cards, and I picked up Where I Lost Her by T. Greenwood. I've heard lots of really good things about this. It's a story where a young woman is driving home at night. She comes across a partially dressed girl on the side of the road. For some reason she doesn't pick her up, and then she goes back to try and find her. She tells the police and they can't find the girl. People start questioning whether she is making it up. I believe maybe she has just recently suffered a miscarriage, so they think maybe she is suffering from some trauma there, and it's a really good mystery, I've heard, so I'm looking forward to trying this one. Challenge 2 is to pick a contemporary book with pink on the cover, and for that I'm going to be reading Three Things About Elsie by Joanna Cannon. I still have to read The Thing About Goats, I think it's called, but I just keep seeing this on everyone's favourite books of the year, and everyone's raving about this book, so I thought I would get stuck in and see what I think. This is about an old lady who's in her 80s who has a fall at home, and while she's waiting to be discovered and to be rescued, I think she's looking back on her life, and we will probably have flashbacks to that. So I'm looking forward to reading this one. The third is to read a hyped contemporary book. This is definitely a hyped contemporary book, and that is Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. John Green's a bit hit and miss for me, and I'm looking forward to seeing how I feel about this one. It's been getting really positive reviews. I think this looks at love and friendship, and yeah, I don't know much more about it in terms of plot. I think there's sort of a detective. There may be some 16-year-olds looking for somebody. I don't want to know too much. I'd like to go into this blind, so I'm looking forward to getting stuck into this hyped read. The next book is to fit the category of a dark, taboo contemporary. This has been on my TBR for many a readathon, and for some reason it's just not the one that I've picked up. I am determined to read this and to make up my own mind, and that is Forbidden by Tabitha Zuzuma. This is a very taboo subject about a brother and sister who fall in love. I've heard very mixed things. Some people think it's brilliant, and some people really found it not good at all. So I'm going to make up my own mind. I'm determined to read this in 2018, so what better way than to put it in as part of the Contemporary-A-Thon. Next is to read a contemporary book that has been recommended to you. Well, I have picked off my Bookopoly card this month, and the book that came up is The First Time She Drowned. And that was recommended on Books and Lala's channel, and it was her that from watching her video talking about this that made me pick it up, and so I'm going to be including this as my recommended book. This looks at a unhealthy mother-daughter relationship. A young girl has been put in a mental institution by her mother. 2 years later, I believe, she comes out and is possibly looking to understand what is going on. I don't know much more than that. I know that Books and Lala loved it, so I'm really looking forward to trying this one out. Next is to read a contemporary graphic novel. I have quite a lot of those luckily, and I'm going to be reading All's Fair in Middle School by Victoria Jameson. This is in the style that I really enjoy. It's quite colourful, and it's about a young girl, I believe, that has been homeschooled, that goes to middle school. She's going to school for the first time. Her parents, I think, are reenactors, and so hence the front cover, and I just think it's going to be a really strong contemporary read, and a look into what it must be like to fit into middle school and how difficult it might be. And then the final one is to read a diverse contemporary book, and I have picked On the Spectrum by Jennifer Gold. This book follows a girl, and I'm going to read the back because it's a condition that I've not heard of before. It says, a summer of adventure in Paris. Growing up in New York City in the shadow of her mother, a famous prima ballerina, Clara has never felt good about her body. Now at 16, she has orthorexia, an unhealthy obsession with healthy eating. Clara escapes for the summer to Paris to stay with her estranged dad, her stepmom, and her 6-year-old brother Alistair, who's on the autistic spectrum. Will the fabled city of light help Clara find a better relationship with food? Will the bakery downstairs from her father's apartment be a treasure or a torture? And what about the handsome young baker's apprentice? And most of all, what will Clara make of Alistair and he of her? So there's lots going to be covered in this book. We're going to be looking at the father-daughter relationship. We're going to be looking at a extended family. We're going to be looking at autism. We're going to be looking at orthorexia and food, and I think it's going to be a really good read. So I'm, as always, looking forward to reading this one too. So I've got a really big collection here. Whether I get through them all, I don't know, but as I say, I will be going away with Janet at the weekend, and it's also half term, so I will be off work. So I'm hoping that I will be able to get through all of these, and I just can't wait. I love the Contemporary-A-Thon. I urge all of you to get stuck into it. It's a really great opportunity to pick up those contemporary books that maybe you've been pushing to one side, and what better way to do it than the Contemporary-A-Thon, and over Valentine's Day as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Letting me know if you've read any of these and if there's any that you recommend I start with, and I look forward to speaking to you soon. Bye for now, BookTube.